Welcome back to another Thursday on the Pagan Perspective. I'm your host, Yaka. This week we have been talking about Christianity and paganism, or Christo-pagans, that sort of thing. So before starting, I have to admit that this has been kind of a crazy week. It's hopefully my last midterms as an undergrad. So I haven't gotten a chance to watch any of the previous hosts' videos. So if I am repeating what they have had to say, I do apologize. So as always, down here below, the topics are posted, so go ahead and read those if you want. And I'll read just a little snippet from it. In what way do you think that the Bible can help pagans learn about deity? Whether you think there is possibly room for a sort of mix of the faiths, and how do our philosophies stand together? The second question just asks us to talk about the idea of someone calling themselves a Christo-pagan, a Christo-witch, a christian-wiccan, etc., and being pagan/Wiccan, and having Christian themes in their practice. What about someone being a Christian and having pagan themes in their practice? So, going back to the first question, I think that the idea of joining a Bible group sounds really cool. If you're a pagan, then so you're experiencing a different group's viewpoint, approach, and you get to share a little bit with them. That sounds really cool to me. In terms of how it can help pagans learn about deity, I don't have too much advice there on that one, being as I don't really do the deity thing. But there's also the how do our philosophies stand together, or the mix of faiths. And I want to say that it's really hard to talk about that because paganism is not one thing. It's not one philosophy. It's not even one little cluster of philosophies, and the same thing for Christianity. Christianity is huge, and there are so many different types and beliefs that go along with it, and it's really hard to pin down what is Christian. What do Christians believe? Now, you will find some Christians that are convinced that their form of Christianity is the right form of Christianity. Just the same that you'll find that with pagans. So to say whether these things can mix or go together or can't go together is very difficult, because you're talking about a very specific group of a huge group in very specific practices, and try to fit that in with another huge group with very, but as a whole it's so diverse, it's very difficult to do that. Now, on to the second question about the idea of someone calling themselves a Christo-pagan, Christo-witch, etc., or the other way around. First off, there's a little bit of semantics which I think we all kind of intuitively get, but usually when someone refers to, when we put things together like that, whatever comes second is the primary thing. Right? So I refer to myself as a Celtic American. I'm an American whose family was Celtic. Same thing with African American or things like that. So when I hear Christo-pagan, it's a person who's pagan with Christian or Christo influences. And then I guess the other way around would be a pagan a Christian, I don't know. But in terms of what do I think about that, I think, sure, why not? If that works for somebody, if that's their path, if they feel really comfortable with it, go for it. And it kind of ties back into those two groups being so huge that I think there's parts that really do fit very well with them. And other practices of paganism, other practices of Christianity that don't match so well together. So, yeah, what do you guys think? Do you have any friends, or are you a Christo-pagan, and which particular practices do you think work well together. So, okay. Have a great rest of the week and see you next week.